Greetings everyone, this is Hip Rock here, and I'm back with an album discussion. Today we'll be talking about John Lennon Plastic Ono Band album. His debut album after he left the Beatles. I believe it came out in 1970, if I'm correct. I know it was his first album since he left the Beatles. It's one of my favorite albums by him. I don't know, I just love the album. But let's see, I like it more than Imagine actually. I don't know, that's just me. Maybe it wasn't a popular album. It didn't even sell that well from my understanding, from what I remember. It didn't even sell that well. But this album to me is one of my favorites. I had to buy it even. That's how much I liked it. So if you don't want me to spoil anything for you, please click off this video. I'm gonna be showing the booklet. I think there are photos inside, maybe some writing. I'll be showing the CD, the booklet, the photos, the back. So if you don't want to see any of those things because you don't want to spoil the experience for yourself, please click off this video. That's all I have to say. So let's get into it. So this is the front cover. That's the front cover. It's just John and Yoko, and they're sitting against a tree. I like it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful album cover. What can I say? And then you open it up and then you see a photo of John and Yoko Ono. You can see that. It's pretty cool. I know some people don't like Yoko Ono because they believe she broke up the Beatles. I'm not going to speak on that. I don't want to get into that. That's between John and his wife. Rest in peace to John Lennon, by the way. That's between him and his wife. I'm not going to speak, and that's between the Beatles too. I'm not going to speak on whether she broke up the Beatles or not. There was a lot of issues. If you've seen the documentaries they put out, you would know that it's not as simple as they broke up just because of Yoko Ono. There was a lot of internal issues, you know. But let me know. People can do what they want. If they want to talk about Yoko Ono all day and be mad at her, whatever. Oh, not saying I'm a fan of hers either, you know. Anyhow, so let's see here. So I just showed you that, the inside. And then the CD, I'm going to show you the CD. That's the CD. You see the CD? It's just like the album cover. It's beautiful. My notes are here. Don't mind me. I'll be reading off the screen. I have my notes. That's the CD. It's beautiful. It's the front cover. It's like the front cover. Let's move on. Now the booklet. That's the booklet. Oh, it's got some artwork by John, I believe. It's got some artwork by John. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's John who did that. I don't think it's Yoko. It must be him. There's some writing. I'm not going to read that. Let's see here. Then there's some photos of John here. It's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. Check it out. There's some photos of him. You can see Yoko. You can see John. It's pretty cool. I like it, man. Another photo of John. He's wearing I don't know if you call it a kimono. Someone let me know what you call it. I don't know what you call that, what he's wearing, that joint that he's wearing. I have no idea what it is. It looks like a kimono. I don't know what you call it. I know Yoko Ono was Japanese. There's some writing too. I know Yoko Ono was Japanese, but I don't know what you call that outfit that he has on. Then you can see it's a photo of John when he was young and Yoko Ono when she was young. And a photo of John too. Yes. There's a photo of some. What is that? What is this? I think it's some lyrics. Photo of some lyrics. Yeah, some lyrics. A photo of some lyrics that he wrote, that John wrote. And that's pretty much it. And the back looks just like the front cover. I'm gonna put that away now. I don't think I showed this because I'm spaced out right now. You know? Hold on. What am I doing? Okay. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. My apologies. I don't mean to hold up. I don't want to make this video too long. I don't know if I showed the back, but here's the track list. Here's the track list with John, a photo of John when he was young. Here's the track list and a photo of John when he was young. He was a handsome guy, man. You look better than me. Anyhow, so let's see here. Let's see, my favorite tracks from this album. Okay, I really like Mother was very touching. To begin with, that track, you know, was very special. I know John, he lost his mother at an early age. I think she was in a car accident. She was hit by a car. And I know that song, it must have been painful for him to record it. He also uses a primal scream. And I feel, you know, kind of like what Nirvana does, you know, kind of like what Kurt Cobain does. The grunge, the way he screams. This was the precursor to that. This was like probably, how can I say, the beginning of that kind of way of singing in rock and roll, if you would call it singing, I don't know. If you're a vocal coach, you might not call that singing. Yeah, but I really like the he's screaming on Mother. At the end, at first it really threw me off, but I liked it. I was like, you know, this is kind of odd, but I like it, you know. And you can tell he had a lot of pain inside of him, and just yelling he just releases all that pain and frustration that, you know, that he's been experiencing all his whole life at the loss of his mother, you know. So let's see here. Then it goes on to Hold On. Where am I at? Which track was this actually? Hold on. Yeah, this is great. I just lost what I was doing. 1 second, everyone. Just hold on. But yeah, no. So this, I mean, Mother's a good track. You know what? Let me just go ahead. Okay. Moving on. There's a track called I Found Out. Okay. I really like the track. I'll break it down. I read some of the lyrics, so let's get into it. So the first verse, John is describing the harassment that he's experienced by religious followers. The kind of followers who go door to door, if you know what I mean. I'm Catholic, and I'm a fan of John Lennon. And I'm also a fan of this song, even though he's attacking people who believe in religion. Just because he doesn't agree with my belief, it doesn't mean I shouldn't like him. I think that's kind of lame. He can believe whatever he believed in, that's what he wanted to believe in. From my understanding, John Lennon actually, I heard in an interview, he once said that he believed in a higher power or creator, but he didn't believe in religion. You know, that's my understanding. I'm not sure if he was an atheist, if you know that John was an atheist, or if you know better, please comment in the comment section below. Let me know if John Lennon was an atheist. I don't know if he was. This album is, it's like he's relinquishing his ties to religion. So it's possible he could have been an atheist. I don't know. Yeah. I just know when he recorded the track God on this album that George Harrison was next door recording My Sweet Lord. And John was recording God, the song where he relinquishes his ties to religion as well. Anyhow, so yeah, let's continue. What else? Yeah. Okay, so in the second verse, John says everyone should follow their dreams. My understanding is that his aunt Mimi, who he grew up with, she didn't believe that John would actually become anything, and that he should stop playing guitar. And then he goes on to say that now that he's found out that religion is false, it makes him want to cry. The third verse, John states that if he had more love as a child, he may not have had the need to seek for validation and attention from people as a musician, which is interesting because of this behavior that he had, his need for attention and validation, it propelled him to become famous. He became famous because of it. He wanted to be validated by people, so it made him become famous. So it's interesting. Yeah. Verse 4, the truth about drugs and religion. No, sorry, that's my notes. I shouldn't have said that. I was reading it. Yeah, in this one, John says that he believes drugs and religion lead to nothing. And then in the next line, he mentions I seen religion from Jesus to Paul. Now this line is pretty clever. I like it because he's talking about it's a double entendre. It has two meanings. He's saying that he's talking about Saint Paul, who founded the church, and then he's also talking about Paul McCartney, from the Beatles, of course. And the Beatles was considered to be a religion, and John once said that the Beatles were bigger than religion. So, how can I say this? Yeah, I just found that line pretty clever, that he managed to talk about St. Paul and Paul McCartney at the same time in one line. And it's pretty short. It's pretty clever when you think about it. It's simple. Some people may overlook it, but I did. But I think it's pretty clever. And then there's a track. What is it? What's the next? What's the track that I want to talk about? I think it's called "Look at Me." Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone. I think it's "Look at Me." Look at Me. Another track that I like. He says, "Who am I? Nobody knows but me. Nobody knows but me. Who am I? Nobody else can see. Just you and me." And from my understanding, what I read was that John is saying that only him and Yoko truly know who he is. Okay, I hear John felt that the Beatles fans felt that John let them down, and that, in some way he wasn't being true to who he was by being with Yoko, which is not true. He truly did love Yoko, and he believes that he's truly being himself. He's saying that whatever they thought they knew about him through the Beatles was all fake. Which reminds me, I don't know what track it is. Which song is it where he says, he talks about he was the walrus, but he's no longer the walrus. I can't remember. But anyway, Let's see. All right, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going. So yeah. Now I'm gonna talk about the next favorite track on here. So that was Look at Me. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think like on this album John was being his real self? And did you like it? Do you even like him being his real self? Or do you prefer the Beatles John Lennon? I don't know. You let me know. I like both. I like both John Lennons. I like this one and I also like the Beatles John Lennon, okay? Um let's see here. Now, let's move on. So, yeah, the next track on here that I like, God. Powerful song. It's simple but powerful. Um I know it has a line that says I don't believe in magic. I don't know if he was referring to the Magical Mystery Tour album or the Magic of the Beatles. I don't know. I read something else, but that's just my assumption. Then it says I don't believe in kings. I like how he then says after that line, I don't believe in Elvis, who is considered to be the king of rock and roll. So I think that was pretty clever that he said that. That was pretty cool. And then he says, I don't believe in Beatles, which is pretty powerful at the end because the Beatles were pretty big, and I like how he just, you know, um, I like how he's just, what's the word? He's taking away all the power from all of these beliefs that he's had, you know. I think there's even a line he says he doesn't believe in Zimmerman, who is Bob Dylan. Um, that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, Bob Dylan's a big deal, and I know John looked up to Dylan, and if he can say that, and he even used his real name to actually, you know, take power away from Bob Dylan. You know, the name Bob Dylan, everyone knows the name. You know, it's a powerful name. For him to just say Zimmerman, he's just taking away Bob Dylan's power. You know. Okay. But I really like everything. I like how everything was simplified on this album and the way, even on this song. Um, much the entire album. I like how everything is quite simple. Even the album cover, you can see it. It's simple. There's nothing complicated here. He's not trying too hard. Um, you know, just him and Yoko sitting, you know, next to a tree. I like it. So let me know what you guys think. This is an album discussion. I'm not here to be a dictator and tell people, you know, this is the greatest album, and if you don't agree with me, let me know what you think about this. I want to connect with other Beatles fans out there. Let me know what you think about this album. Okay, if you have it, have you bought it? Did you not buy it? You know, if you had to rank it, you know, in John Lennon's material, his discography, where would you rank it? Um, if you're a fan of John Lennon, let me know your favorite John Lennon albums, your favorite John Lennon Beatles songs, whatever. Let's just have a discussion. Let's have some fun. So I've done enough talking for now. I need to get out of here. That's my album discussion. Please look out for more videos and stick around, you know, because I'll be touching on more rock, more hip hop, and other genres as well. So this is hip rock, and I'm signing out like Ringo Starr for those who don't know. Peace and love. Goodbye.